Yeah. We be on them highways. Tell them be cool, we on the byways. Bring out the word, they looking sideways. I don't do it my way. We on the highways. Tell them be cool, we on the byways. Bring out the word, they looking sideways. I don't do this my way. I hold a 6-man. Demons rolling up, I'm about to fix that. Scoffer about to talk, I got the word for him. I ain't even know I even heard from him. Scriptures coming out and ain't no word from him. As soon as I pull out the laws, they run away. You was laughing, he gon' laugh at your calamity.
Now, Nashon, right? Yeah. You know that's a Judite prince name? Right. That's actually in the Bible. Yeah. That's one of the leaders for Judah. That's one of the princes when we came out the wilderness. But we out here to show our people, Nashon. You see yourself on this right side right here? What they call you? Judah. All praise. That's what God called you. Right. Now, they try to call you that, right? An American black. You know what all that means? Somebody with dark skin and American citizenship. The Arab man that owned that store, he dark skinned. Does he call himself American black? No. That's kind of odd. You got other people that's dark skinned, right? And they got American citizenship. Why they not American black? Right. Isaiah 1 and 3 real quick. That's why we come out here to show people the truth according to the Bible. Right. In the church, they're not showing you the truth. And I'm going to show you what the Bible says the truth is, not my words, right? Read this real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
I saw your brows go up real quick. So God is comparing his people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? To two animals. An ox. Is that a smart animal? Nah, it's a dumb animal, right? All right, what about a donkey? It's dumb as well, right? But God said, read that again.
The ox knoweth his owner.
God said an ox, he knows his master, right? Read.
And the ass, his master's crib.
And a donkey knows where he belongs. Right. But what?
But Israel does not know.
The American blacks, the Native Americans, the Hispanics, they don't know who's their God, who they belong to, where they're really from. Read.
My people does not consider.
And that's the worst part, we never actually considered. Why am I American black? Right. Why I'm Afro-American? That is a hairstyle. Right. That's all that is. You realize African American, that was invented between 1985 to 88. Right. Before that, some of our grandparents are older than their nationality. Right. We don't consider that though, right? So this is what we come out here to show. Our people are the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? You got the truth for me? Yes. Give me the truth real quick. So, all right, we was reading the scripture earlier, right? The truth gonna set you free, right? And I want to show you, according to the Bible, what the truth is, right? Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
So God says his righteousness, the good that he does, is everlasting, right? Come on.
And thy law is the truth.
Thy what?
Thy law is the truth.
God says his laws, that's the truth. You understand that? So now, you got the first 5 books of Moses, right? That's where the majority of the laws is at, right? So now, we're going to go into the books of Moses, into the law, and we're going to get some truths about my brother Nashon. Are you American black? How you doing, sis? We're teaching our black history out the Bible, because black history is all about the Bible. All the prophets is black. Jesus Christ is black. Everybody in there that's righteous, that's an Israelite, they dark-skinned people like us out here right now, right? But how are we going to do that? We're going to show you a prophecy that was written that was going to happen to our people. You follow so far? You follow, sis? What's your name, sis? That's fine, that's fine. I call you sis. Is that okay? All praise. My name is Yahaziel. Nashon and sis. We're going to go into the Bible, right? Now, I'm going to ask y'all, sis, and Nashon a question. What's some of the things that happened in our ancestors' history? You already know about God? Okay, we're going to touch on it. So, what's some of the things that happened in our history?
No, I know about God, but
okay, what's some of the things that happened in our history?
Most of our people getting killed. They're taken by force.
Hey, you said a lot. Now watch this. Is that a good thing? Is that a blessing?
No.
Or is that more like a curse? It's like a curse, right? Now watch this. Let's see if the Bible agrees with you, right? Come on, 28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass.
Now, you read the Bible before, right, sis? Okay. You know who's speaking right here? Not too sure? Okay, we want to show you. You know who's speaking right here? All right, because that's why I want you to see what's really going on, right? 27:01 or 101. That's fine. That's fine.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness.
So you realize that Moses is speaking to who? The Israelites. So he's not talking to everybody, right? We read the first chapter, first verse, so now we understand the context. We got Moses speaking to the Israelites, right?
Right.
Now let's see what Moses says to the Israelites. Give me 27:01 first. Yeah, I want 27:01 first.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
So Moses, a black man, told the Israelites, black people, keep all the commandments that God gave me to give you, right?
Right.
So now, that was supposed to be for our benefit. What happens if we don't listen to God? Or if we don't listen to our parents? We usually get a punishment, right? So he's about to give us an ultimatum now. The first side of it, he said, listen, keep all the commandments, right? Now watch the flip side to things. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So he says, but it shall come to pass. Meaning something that's going to happen, right? If you don't listen to the voice of the Lord your God, which is the Bible. Come on.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
So the commandments he told us to keep before, he said, listen, something is going to happen if you don't actually keep them, right? Come on.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Remember what you just said when we went over. All those atrocities is what? Curses, right? Come on.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it says all these atrocities would happen to us if we didn't do what? Obey what? Obey the Lord, but what did he call it? The commandments.
Right.
If we didn't keep the commandments, he said curses. It's a punishment, right? So now you said slavery, right? Now watch this. There's a particular curse in the Bible that happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? What's the main thing we have in common when it comes to slavery? Like as far as, how did they transport us in slavery? Boat chains, right? Now watch this. Like we just went over. That's a curse, us going into slavery, right? The Bible said curse is. Now let's see if the Bible lines up with the slavery and the slave ships. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it said the Lord is going to bring us. How you doing, bro? We're going over our history in the Bible. God said he was going to bring us into Egypt again. Now, Moses, he just sent Moses to take us out of Egypt, right?
Right.
What was going on with the children of Israel in Egypt? You know, bro? Anybody know? We read about it. Well, they got a fake movie out there with the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston, right?
Right.
So we're going to read in the Bible, what was the condition that we was in Egypt? Why would God have to send a black man to save us?
Right.
Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
The house of what?
The house of bondage.
What's another word for bondage? You got somebody in bondage. You got somebody in chains. What is that? Huh? Shackles, right? But if you got them in shackles, what are they? Are they free?
But I'm going home.
They what?
But I don't feel good. I have seizures.
They slaves,
You know what
right?
seizure is?
So let's go back to the curse now. Now we understand Egypt, it means what? Bondage, right? Or slavery, right? So let's go back to the curse now. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it said if we disobeyed, a curse is that God would bring the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, back into Egypt. And Egypt means what? Bondage, slavery, right? But how was he going to do it this time?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How do we get transported? Where's that sign at? Where's that sign at? Yeah, hold this up for my brother. Because you said that, and we know that to be true. We know that to be our history. Every February, so-called Black History Month, we constantly reminded about this.
Right.
12 Years a Slave, right? What was it again? That other movie, what's his name again?
Django.
We constantly reminded about that. But we never never found roots. We never found out why though. But God told us if we broke his commandments, he was going to put this on us. And he called it a curse, right? Like you said, right? So read that from the top again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So Nation, God said, listen man, I'm going to bring you back into that same condition I took you out of, but this time with ships.
Right.
We walked out of Egypt. So you got to really meditate on that. If we walked out, why couldn't we just walk back in?
Right.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So Moses like, listen up, bro. The same way I'm telling you it's going to happen, it's the same way it went down, correct? Yeah. We went into cargo slave ships. That's called what? The transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
And even before that, you had the sub-Saharan, when you had so-called Arabs, they put us into slavery.
Right.
You understand that? Even the Chinese put us into slavery.
Right.
But this particular slavery, going on a ship, that means I'm traveling from what? One side of the earth, over a large body of water, to another side of the earth, right?
Right.
Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So now he says, listen, where I took you from, you're not going to see it no more again. As a nation of people, since chattel slavery happened, have we actually gone back to where we're from? No. You might could take an airplane ride and go over there as an individual, but as a nation of people, because one person came on a boat? No. A nation of us came on a boat, right? So if a nation of us going back over there? No. Our homeland is Jerusalem. You understand that? Northeast Africa, that's our homeland. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So now he said there, wherever you got dropped off, because all that separates us, Nation, is where we got dropped off. Right? Some got dropped off in the Caribbean, some got dropped off in Florida, some got dropped off in Virginia. Read that part again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So check this out. God said, listen man, when you get to that destination, you shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
The Bible telling us we got enemies.
Right.
The Bible's telling us, bro, you got enemies.
Right.
Who sold us? Who sold us, Nation? The who? The white people. What did God just call him? Read it again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
What did God just call him? Your enemy. Is that not still true today?
Right.
To this very hour.
Right.
How many times do brothers like me and you coming home from work with a hoodie on? He's a thug. Shoot him. And then they get paid leave.
Bring it out.
And get acquitted.
Bring it out.
And they go work in the private sector. Meanwhile, your mama got to bury you.
Bring it out.
God said you were going to be sold unto your enemies.
Right.
Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave man and slave woman. You understand that? Husband and wife sold into chattel slavery. Right? Read.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man shall save us. That's what the buy means. Because when you go in our history, if any one of us went into slavery, we had the ability to buy them out of that condition.
Right.
But if me and you both got chains on our neck, can I save you? Can you save me? No man shall save us.
Bring it up.
You know who else tried to save us? A lot of our black leaders tried to save us. Did it work? Malcolm X, did it work? Shot down. Martin Luther King, did it work? Shot down. Even with the Hispanics, did it work? Shot down, killed. Even recently, what was that, the Prime Minister for Venezuela? He was looking out for his people. They were rich in a lot of crude oil. What did the U.S. government do? They went in there and sabotaged and got rid of him, and somehow he miraculously died. Every time a leader, what's his name? Hugo Chavez. Every time a leader for the Israelites stands up, they gun him down. You understand that? Because that's Bible prophecy being played out. You said it's a curse. God backed you up. He said, yes, that is a curse. And if that curse, that's just one, happened to us, right? And it said it would happen to the Israelites. What does that make us, Nation? No, if the same thing that happened to the Israelites, it said it was going to happen to them, and it happened to us, what does that make us? It makes us the Israelites.
That's right.
We the descendants of this thing, right?
Bring it out.
You understand that? So now watch this. Give me verse 46. Because I want you to see what was the purpose for all of this happening. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of other curses, but I want you to see the purpose. Give me verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So the curses was going to be upon us for a sign and a wonder, right? Like Amscot's sign. That's how you know that's Amscot.
Right.
Us being sold in slavery on ships is a sign for us.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
So we know who we are in these last days. And for a wonder, because a lot of us wonder for real. That's my man. He worked a 9 to 5, took care of his family. Why Philando Castle got shot up in the car in front of his baby?
Right.
He did what the police did. He reached for his It said it's going to be upon us for a sign and for a wonder, and upon our seed, our children. We are the children of what? The transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
We are the descendants of the Israelites.
Right.
You understand that? And it was going to be upon us for a sign and a wonder. Give me verse 48, because I want you to see everything was up there. Matter of fact, real quick, go back to 28 and 15. So now, I want to recap. Why did the curses happen to us again? I want to make sure you're following along, because there's a lot of information to process.
First of all, for the trade.
I mean, like, why did the slavery happen? Why did the curse happen? Okay, we're going to recap it real quick, because that's really the most important part. Why did slavery, why did all those bad things happen, right?
Right.
26, yep.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said if we didn't do his commandments, the bad stuff going to happen, the punishment going to happen, right? So the commandments, us breaking it is what's got us in trouble, right? So in order to get out of trouble, we got to start doing what? Doing the commandments, right? So I want to show you a commandment that you may not know, and I used to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, you see the smoking thing? I did it too, because a lot of us be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? We live in a hard life. You understand that? We be oppressed. We try to cope, right? But I want you to see what God said about your body. You understand that? Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
So Nashon, my brother, you finding out tonight you an Israelite. You the temple of God. You understand that? Read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
The Spirit of God is in you because you're realizing your history is where? Recorded in the Bible, right? Come on.
If any man defile the temple of God.
So now, God says if any man, any Israelite man defile his temple, right? Read.
Him shall God destroy.
It says God is going to destroy that man. Because one way we defile our temple, by smoking.
Right.
Our lungs, our body was never made for smoke.
Right.
You understand that? What's one of the first things when it's a burning building and they take you out, what's one of the first things they do?
Bring it out.
They check your lungs for what? Smoke inhalation, right? So if we willfully smoking, is that a good thing we're doing to our body? Nah. And God said if you defile your temple with the smoke, He's going to destroy you. You know how God destroys you? By smoking? How you think? Huh? With death, right? Many different ways, right? Give me Deuteronomy 28:61 real quick. Deuteronomy 20:61, because there's many different ways that the smoking will bring forth that death. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 61.
Bring it out.
Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
So it says every sickness and every plague that's not in the book, that's what He's going to send as the punishment for smoking. Guess what? Emphysema is not in the book.
Right.
That's a punishment for smoking. Lung cancer is not in the book. That's a punishment for smoking. You understand that? Your lung collapsing, it's not in the book. That's a punishment for smoking. Getting sores from messing up our teeth. All those stuff, like you said, death, straight up and down. It's written in there. You understand that? He says those things He's going to bring upon us. And when we look on the black and mild, what does it say? What does the warning say?
Warning saying lung cancer, all that. Everything you just described.
Right? And I'm not trying to beat you up because I want you to understand something. A lot of us used to do that too.
Right.
I used to bust down the black and mile and put that thing up in there. You know what I'm talking about. You understand that? But I didn't understand who I was. Deuteronomy 10 and 12 real quick. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And that's why we come out here showing you're an Israelite.
Right.
Because once you realize you're an Israelite and you realize that what? I got to keep God's commandments because otherwise, you know what? We're going to keep living this cursed condition.
Right.
We're going to keep getting shot down. Because you play a part. Each one of us went on that slave ship together. So it takes each one of us to unite and repent. Come on, read that real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So now God is having a personal conversation with Nashon. He's like, yo, Nashon, check it out, brother. What does God require of you? Just like you got a job, right? You got an occupation. The job requires something for you, right? A certain specific duty to do, right? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
So He requires you to fear Him. Fear what? Fear His judgments. Fear dying from the smoke. You follow? Read.
To walk in all His ways.
Every way that He showed us in the Bible that we should follow, to follow His footsteps. Follow Christ's footsteps that didn't smoke. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get drunk. He kept all the commandments of the Lord. Read.
And to love Him.
And to love Him. Because guess what? I can't take my hands and put around Him like this and say, I love you. And does that really mean anything? Because check it out. All day long, brothers in the hood be like, I got love for you, bro. And turn around and stab each other in the back.
Bring it out.
So that really don't mean nothing.
Right.
It's the actions that you do.
Right.
Read.
And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So he said to keep the commandments is the requirement he requires of you this very present day. You understand that? From here on out, he requires of you to no longer defile your temple. Because he's trying to dwell inside you. He's trying to live inside you to wake you up so you can wake up your other brothers and sisters too. Read.
For thy good.
For thy what?
For thy good.
That's for your good. Because keep on smoking that. And you know like I know, it ain't going to bring good. It's a temporary relief for a problem that has been ongoing for over 450 years. Because once you finish smoking that, what's going to happen? I need another one to roll up again. It's not solving it. You know what I mean? It's a temporary fix. And you know what? It's actually bringing me closer to death. Because, bro, you trying to die, you trying to live. You're trying to live, right? Give me Proverbs 7 and 2. I'm going to show you. This is why we come out here to exhort our brothers and show them the truth. You ever heard this in a Christian church before? And what are we reading? The same Bible. It's like they got a black highlighter over these things. This is what they're supposed to be doing, healing the people. They're supposed to show the people, bro, that's sin. That's going to get you killed. I want you to live. That's love. Not just a hug, but actions. Me compelling you, bro, with the word of God, that's going to get you killed. It was getting me killed at one time too, and I stopped it. You understand it? To be an example to you. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 2.
Because you said you want to live, right? And guess what, Nation? All of you, all the brothers in purple want to see you live. Read that.
Keep the commandments and live.
And what?
And live.
Keep the commandments and live. It's that simple. Throw away the black and mild. To hell with the black and mild. You understand that? The black and mild ain't gonna help because you're gonna need another black and mild. Another black and mild. And all that money does is fund the oppressor that's gonna, what, shoot you down and get scotch-free off and get paid leave. Straight up. Because our people don't own no the tobacco industry. The enemy. Every store you going over here, the liquor store, everything, it's 1,001 roll-ups. But no knowledge. No health care. Where the free health care at? That's what I need to live. But you're giving me everything to destroy myself, and what they're getting off of it? They're getting rich off of it. Read that again.
Keep my commandments and live. And my law as the apple of thine eye.
And the law should be like the apple of your eye. Meaning, God's laws, you should be like, all praises. You understand that? That should be what you want to get high on.
The treatment of God. We are not black men, we are Israelites. Take care of us. And our children too. We have repented. How are you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org. Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.